Welcome to the Blooming League of Original Podcasts.
Well, welcome everyone once again to another episode of Thrash and Treasure, the podcast that pits two friends together from opposite sides of the musical spectrum, and we fight it out, and sometimes we bitch fight it out. My name's Gareth. I'm on the middle end of the spectrum, and right over there is my friend Aaron. How you doing, Aaron?
Good morning. How are we going?
Is it morning?
Yeah, I'm a bit. Yeah, look, it's morning for me. I'm far too tired. I'm almost a bicycle. Start off with a dad joke. It's afternoon for you now.
Look, it's morning somewhere in the
somewhere
world.
in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
that's
go. Just like it's beer
That's
o'clock somewhere in the world, but I'll stick to my water.
Look, if I wake up from an hour nap, it's morning,
Okay, fair call. Yep.
and there's a new day.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like a whole new day. Start again.
Little insight into how I live my life.
Everything's an adventure.
If you've been listening to our whole 4 episodes so far, you know I'm pretty scatterbrained, so I quite often make mistakes, and I have a amendment to make from last week's episode. I commented that John DeMol, sorry. The end there comes from someone else. John DeMol, the super producer of reality television, his great grandfather or whoever had invented the London sewer system, and I made the whole Big Brother joke. Being a Big Brother fan, so it was not throwing shade. Well, it was, but in an affectionate way.
Yeah.
I like old Big Brother. I do not like whatever's going on now.
No one does.
Not even paying attention.
No, neither does anyone else.
See you later, Channel 7.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was correct. Lo and behold, I was actually right about something. Praise be to Jesus.
Huzzah.
However, I was wrong about it being John DeMol. It was actually Joseph Bazalgette,
Okay.
whose great-great-grandson, Peter Bazalgette, I think I'm saying that right, Bazalgette. So Peter Bazalgette is a producer of Big Brother, Dancing with the Stars, Ready Steady Cook, a whole bunch of reality shows that we all know. And Peter's third cousin, Edward Bazalgette, was the lead singer of The Vapors,
Wow.
as in turning Japanese.
Yes.
And he's now a director of television who's directed like episodes of Doctor Who and a bunch of other shows.
Oh, he did
So
some good
I was
things.
right that it was a producer of Big Brother that cleaned up the shit in London and then put it on the television.
Yes.
And this happened 2 years after Sweeney Todd. So again, I was right in that it was a shitty time in London because they were probably at the beginning of the Great Stink, which brought a lot of disease to London. And obviously wasn't the most fun time for them. So that could have had something to do with Sweeney Todd going a little bit psycho in the end. But anyway, so I just wanted to rectify that if you listened to that fact and went, what? That sounds ridiculous. Yeah, I know. And what's even more ridiculous is I read that in like 2007,
Yeah.
and yet I remembered it scatterbrained today in 2020. So pat on the back to me. But it wasn't John DeMol. It
wasn't John
Basil
DeMol.
Getz.
Okay. Well, thank you, Basil. But John DeMol's now got a huge production company in Endemol Shine.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they-
so
and
that's
they
why
make
I say Uber producer.
Yeah,
like,
they make
massive.
everything. A lot of
Everything, yeah.
yeah, a shit ton of Australian stuff because I know my girlfriend works on a lot of stuff that they make. So, yep.
Well, look, there you go.
you
You
go.
are 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon away from the London sewer system.
There we go. I was going to get connected to shit in London somewhere.
Well, hopefully it's not with today's musical that I've given you, or this week's musical that I've given you, which is not at all shit, as I know, because it's wonderful. And so I'll let you,
Is it?
let the audience know what it is,
Yes.
because I sent you on a night out this week.
Last week you sent me on a little adventure.
I did.
You did. You gave me
on a night out.
Yeah, I won a Saturday night out because you gave me a little musical called A Slice of Saturday Night. And of course you gave me musical because that's the whole point of the podcast. It's set in Brighton, I think, which I don't know. Anyway, which is near the ocean. And it's, A Slice of Saturday Night. So it's an English, and I'm guessing this was on the West End.
It's had a couple of stints on the West End.
On the West End. Okay. You were right. There's a massive familiarity, and I can't say that word, but there is a massive familiarity about this music and this musical because they use a lot of, and I can't think of any off the top of my head, but they do use a lot of older songs that everyone knows and melodies, and they obviously change the lyrics and add the stories and all that sort of thing. So instantly,
and tweak it just enough.
Just tweak it enough to make it familiar but new. So
a good example's "Love on Our Side," sung by Terry and Cheryl, which you can hear "I Got You, Babe."
Yes, that's massive. That comes out.
Yeah,
that's
very, very strongly.
Quite in the face.
And I think the House of the Rising Sun, is it?
That is in there. Yep.
Yep.
And I can't remember which. Yeah, and there's some Beatles tracks in there.
But it's not just when you hear it, it's familiar. It's a pastiche musical, so it's a celebration. It's not necessarily plagiarism because these guys, they worked with they were signed by Elvis's manager or
the Heather brothers,
songwriter or someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Random facts.
Random facts about the Heather brothers. Yep.
Yeah, and like they get signed by him and choose to write musicals.
Yeah, that's random.
So go figure. That is quite strange. But it basically is what I'm saying. I don't think, and especially being on the West End, I don't think this was a matter of let's just take these songs, and plagiarize them. But it wasn't a matter of let's take these songs exactly as they are, change the lyrics, and do a parody of them, like that god-awful Menopause, the musical, which anybody who doesn't know theatre has gone to see and loves.
There's a musical called Menopause.
My aunts and people like that. Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay.
So don't even go
I'm
there.
not. Look, I only go to musicals because I agreed to do this podcast with you. Otherwise, I wouldn't go near a musical.
Yes.
So I won't be going near Menopause.
Yeah, but basically it's pastiche. It's a celebration, and you can hear that, I think. You can hear that in the music. But anyways.
I'll
shut up.
Yeah, anyway, random fact. Eric Crazy Legs, can't remember his last name, Van something. Devine. He was played by Dennis Waterman, who, when I was a kid, played Terry in Minder, which was an old show. And I love that show. And
didn't he write the theme tune and sing the theme tune? Or is that someone else I'm thinking of from Little Britain?
I don't.
They sent him up being
he
so
did.
Small in front of a keyboard.
He did write and sing the theme tune to Minder, yes.
Then that he was sent up in Little Britain.
Right, okay. That's a low blow. He's great. Dennis Waterman, I think he's great. So he would have made a perfect Eric, I think, in that, who's the owner of the nightclub, the Club A Go-Go, and it's essentially a coming-of-age kind of teen, awkward, angsty comedy.
American Pie without the vulgarity.
Although there is a touch of vulgarity
a little
near
bit
the
clever,
end of Act 2, when Gary, who's been trying so hard all night, just finishes slightly early.
Yeah.
To put it, trying to be delicate. 17-year-old boys, pay attention.
I mean, he'd been trying to get Bridget, there's a song about her being very well, she's known as Frigid Bridget.
Frigid Bridget, yeah,
because she's very no, like, don't touch me. He's trying to get her to touch his what's it.
Yes,
as it's written on Wikipedia, which I thought was pretty funny.
Touch
I would say
thingy.
He's thingy. Or touch his doodle.
They could have. Ding-a-ling. No, that's someone else.
Yeah, no, totally
No, go
ding-a-ling.
with that. My ding-a-ling.
Let's go with ding-a-ling.
Um,
What mature men we look like. I can't even say penis.
but that's right. That's near the end of the show. So I'm not going to say.
So
I
basically,
like it.
you're doing a Gary, and you are coming too soon.
Yeah,
and
coming
letting
too
us know
soon.
Ending
Need
before
to
you even describe what happened at the start.
need
or
to
any
go
of the
back.
songs.
Any of the songs, maybe because I tuned out and all I wanted was the end. I was actually surprised to find this is terrible. I was surprised to find out this was not 4.5 hours long, which surprised the shit out of me when I got to the end of it because that's what it felt like. It felt like
Really?
4 hours. Okay, I've listened.
Some of those songs are short though.
They are,
Very short.
mercifully. I thought, oh, look, 2 minutes. Thank you. I can write next song. Yeah, I had a love-hate relationship with this. There wasn't a lot of love. I didn't really get it. I actually, in my head, popped in. It's sort of like an edgy, and I don't want to say this because I know you're just going to go off on this weird tangent. But it's like
I object to the accusation.
It's an edgy Cockney Grease, is what I thought while I was listening to it, which is probably not fair on it because Grease is horrible. Look, there's some genuinely good songs in there, some like quite heartfelt, and if you were a teenager at any time of your life, you would understand what it's all about. The song about Twiggy, I wish I looked like Twiggy. She's a curvy girl.
She's old-fashioned.
And says I'm old-fashioned. It's not. You've got great curves, and curves are awesome. No one, boys, okay, not all boys, but a lot of boys I know don't want a girl like Twiggy at all. So, and that, and the guy.
Remember, this was the 80s.
Oh yeah.
When this was written, right? So big boobs were in.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, they still are. But then I still listen to music from the 80s
but
anyway.
I think that's what it was. Like, it was a wink to that. Like, and it even states in it that boobs are a no-no. Yeah. So I think that's what it may have been.
So there's a song about Twiggy, and I sort of thought, you don't want to look like Twiggy. That was a kind of a sad song for me. There was some.
Well, it is you can hear it in the music.
Yeah,
it's a country song.
It is, and it's
a Patsy Cline songwriter. That song Twiggy is where my nickname comes from.
Right.
Actually, well, obviously that, and Just Look at Me.
Just Twig. Yeah. Yes.
Now the person who gave it to me, whose nickname is Frankie, got her nickname from the Marilyn Manson song "Fuck Frankie."
Okay.
She's the one that gave me Twiggy, and she would say that she gave it to me because of Twiggy Ramirez, but I'm going on record saying no, it is because of the supermodel Twiggy. Oh my God, I cannot speak today. It is because of the supermodel Twiggy. That's where my name comes from, because of this song.
All right.
As soon as she gave it to me, that's what I started singing. I wish I had a figure like Twiggy.
And you do.
Oh, I do.
You do.
I do. I hate it. Anyway, so that's where my nickname comes from.
Right. There's some genuinely funny songs in there, and there's sort of nod and roll your eyes kind of songs. 17's one of them. It's two sides of the same coin. Whether you're a lot of this, obviously, a lot of this musical is, this is what the boys think, this is what the girls think.
Yeah.
And as with most things, and being a former teenage boy myself, I can say quite categorically, and it's got me in lots of trouble before, but I don't care because I'll just keep saying it. Boys are stupid.
Oh yeah,
boys are, and this musical just cements it one more time when the boys are going, I want to get laid, and the girls are going, get away from me, and and the boys are thinking all the girls want is what we've all got between our legs, wham bam, thank you ma'am, which is it's quite funny. To me, it's laid on a little bit thick, just personally as I was listening to it. But
I can say that.
But that's all right. But it's all about this club, and there's a nice bit of, I actually sort of like the little bit of with Eric Devine and there's a bit of corruption going on. He's paying off the cops so that he can keep the kids dancing, and there's a bit of money under in the envelope getting handed over. So I thought that was a nice little touch.
I saw this in, I think, 2002. I didn't remember that. I was in you telling me, I'm like, oh, is that what Eric's Got to Keep Doing is about?
Yeah.
I thought it was about him being the age he is and still partying with kids, because he's like the fatherly figure to all these kids that he lets into the club.
Yeah, he says, yeah, I treat them all like my own, and then
their advice.
Yeah, and then threatens to break someone's fingers for writing on his wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, yeah, that's right. You know, I love you, smack, clip round the ears.
Exactly. And that's why I had presumed that, because I can't remember the story, that there's got to be some sort of, because he's a pathetic figure in it. He's a wash up.
He's hanging on to former glories, which is,
and that has to be addressed.
Yeah,
surely.
Yeah. So there's
in the script.
Yeah. So there's Eric Rubberlegs Devine, and he's still cool like all the kids, and and they come in there and everyone's got to dance. But I sort of thought,
he was right about one thing.
What's that?
Sorry, Cliff Richard is still going.
That song shit me to tears.
Really?
Cliff and the Shads. Well, is he still going?
Yeah, doesn't he release his
New
Year's Eve?
Oh, yeah, but it's like,
or is that...
doesn't he do a Christmas song every year? It's like they reanimate him, and he comes out looking the same as he did 400 years ago. Sings a song and then goes back into his little box.
You know what the funny thing is, in the research I was doing for this show, which I shouldn't have been because I was supposed to be researching metal band. I thought I'll look up the Shadows.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right, just to see if he outlived them all. Is this song correct? And I was going to look through all the artists that are mentioned in it. Obviously, Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney's still here. Yeah.
And a few of the others are. But I clicked on the Shadows, and the first friggin' name I looked at was John Farrar.
Right.
Who worked with Olivia Newton-John and wrote the most popular songs from Greece that people love.
Oh, okay.
And he was in The Strangers, Australian band, because he's from Melbourne. And he married an Australian pop singer named Pat Carroll, and together they had a son named Sam Farrar, who I think might have been named after the Olivia Newton-John song, which went to #1 right before he was born.
Okay.
But he grew up to then be the lead singer of Phantom Planet.
Right,
who did the OC theme song, California, Here We Come.
Okay.
With Jason Schwartzman, the actor, who's in Rushmore and all those Wes Anderson movies.
Okay.
And a lot more. But now is in Maroon 5.
Right.
So that's the rabbit hole I went down.
There.
It ended up at Maroon 5. Thank you very much.
I thought they're singing about Cliff and the Shadows, and I thought, yeah, I met Hank Marvin once. That was a rabbit hole I went down.
Oh, really? Oh, lovely.
Yeah, he lives not far. Well, 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah. He's also Jehovah's Witness, so that's how I met him. He knocked on the door and wanted me to buy a little slice of Jesus. And I said, well, not today, but short. No money. No. Sorry.
Oh,
and then chewed his ear off for about half an hour. He's the only Jehovah's Witness I know that wanted to leave because I chewed his ear off about... It was actually quite good. We ended up talking about Cliff Richard and Elton John and music and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad, but he didn't get any Jesus out of me. So that's all right.
Better luck next time.
He's a nice guy. He was a lovely guy then. So, but then he was, yeah. Anyway, and I just thought that was a funny song because Cliff who, but yeah. Anyway, he did.
No.
Look, they did Summer Holiday, and that was on the Young Ones. So there we go. We'll like that one. I don't understand where that song fits in this musical. That seems a little bit out of left field.
Well, there is a bit of dialogue beforehand.
I probably wasn't listening.
And trying to remember back, I think something said, maybe Eric says something about the music kids today listen to.
Right.
And one of them turns around and says, well, what about you, Eric? What do you listen to?
Right.
And he,
Yeah.
or who? No, it's who do you think will win the song contest? That's what it is. So I'm guessing they're having some sort of argument. Why did I just make up a whole fucking story?
Just make it up. No one's going to.
Oh my
I'm not going to know for certain.
It's
That's 100%
literally there
correct.
in the lyrics at the start. It says, "Who do you think's gonna win the song contest?"
Right.
So I guess it's a hint at Eurovision or something like that, or some sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he says you can forget the Beatles and your Rolling Stones, your Dave Clark 5. I don't want to sing the lyrics.
I think
copyright.
we can forget Dave Clark 5. That's no problem.
But there's actually a video on YouTube of Gary Glitter singing that song.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
I
okay.
know, right? It's terrible.
Let's stay the hell away from Gary Glitter.
And
And if only he would stay the hell away from... Anyway, what?
Yeah, Binky Banks, I think his name is, does a good job in it, but much better than Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
Binky's not the greatest singer. That's clear. And it's clear to anybody listening to this. His range is very limited. I don't know what his history is myself, but I guess with a name like Binky, he's probably some sort of rock star at some point, you'd think. Yeah, but no to the Gary Glitter. So I don't know how Dennis Waterman would have gone in the part.
Well, he can sing though. Dennis Waterman can sing, and that was another problem I had with this and it was probably the character of Eric and the fact that I thought, why didn't you I get the guy, he's playing a role, but yeah, he can't really sing. He has a very limited range, and I just thought maybe if you'd cast someone with a bit, who was slightly better. And I apologise to the guy who played it. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's going to come after you now?
Yeah. He
lives near you. It's Jehovah's Witness.
So he's going to come and knock on my door.
On your door.
Oh,
he's going to drag you into Jesus.
I forgot. I don't fall for that anymore. We've got a camera up, so I just look.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the songs are sung in character.
Oh, look. Yeah. No. Look, I get that.
That always affects.
Yeah. But
their voices, but
I think
does have a limited range.
It was a bit too much. Yeah. Character. So. Yep.
Yeah. So I can't work out whether or not you enjoyed it.
As I said, it was a love-hate. I listened to it quite a few times, and sometimes it annoyed the crap out of me. But I found good things about it.
Some toe tapping.
There was a couple of earworms. I mean the song, the Slice of Saturday Night, the song, which it bookends it opens and it closes it.
Oh, that's awful! I don't like the opening and closing.
Which got stuck in my head. Yeah. Would I run out and would I say to someone, you should go and see this? I think you'll like it. I couldn't recommend it. It didn't really do it for me. Honestly, it just brought back memories of having to watch Grease or something, because it was just.
Oh well, but that's
that's me. I dragged that.
Trauma.
I dragged that baggage with me. So yeah, I got
all the oldies out there who have just had the worst year of their long lives in 2020. Wouldn't they love to go and reminisce about their days at a nightclub?
Oh, see, I hated nightclubs, and I still do. That was just, I think I took a bit of baggage with this one. I was I was the most awkward 17-year-old, and all I wanted to do was listen to music, and nightclubs didn't play the sort of music I liked, so I didn't go to nightclubs that didn't talk to girls. I just wanted to see the band. So yeah. But look, I'm giving it this is a 2.5 out of 5. It's halfway there.
Yeah, I predicted you would give it about a 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I know you had said that about Come From Away. You like anything with guitars and drums.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to push that up the list because that's this is something that he's got to give it at least 2.5, 3 stars. Because it is.
I gave it.
It's charming.
I gave it a full star for the song about. And I can't remember which song it is, but one of the guys, they're trying to chat the girls up with interesting things, and he's just full of Beatles trivia. And I thought that's genius. There's a whole star on that one on its own.
And it's got a really lovely melody to it.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Did you know?"
Yeah, did you know? And she's like, "No."
And she's like, "No."
Nah.
I just thought that it might interest you.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And there's that thing.
I think he's the one.
Yeah.
That does the my scooter goes 103.
Yeah. Yep.
My scooter goes
104. Yeah,
My
it keeps
scooter
going
goes
up.
105.
It's like
Trying to impress her.
let's tell the girls something that interests the shit out of me, and in the hope that, because I mean, if it interests me, it must interest you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Stop.
that's boys for you.
That's boys for you. Yeah. Stop talking. Just ask questions and listen rather than talking. But anyway.
God, I'm twice their age and I'm still acting like that. Jesus Christ. Gareth, what show are you on? So I guess we can pull the needle off A Slice of Saturday Night.
Slide the needle off that one. Doesn't matter if you scratch it; it won't be played again.
Slide the needle off that one. It doesn't matter if you scratch it; it won't be played again. You just wrote a rap.
I'm very a very straight for a white man in the suburbs.
I can unequivocally say no.
No, right. Speaking of white men in suburbs, I did as a segue into what I bestowed upon you last week, which was, well, I'm not going to tell you what I thought of it. I would like to know what you thought of it.
Yeah, I don't care what you thought just yet. When I first saw the cover, I said, "Oh yeah, that's a moose," only to realize it was a caribou or reindeer, which is odd since the band is called Caligula's Horse. Anyways, off to a confusing start. When I pushed play on the Spotify CD, a picture of the band popped up, and I said, "Oh, nice to see the Backstreet Boys still together."
Oh.
Anyways, yet again, I was greeted by a non-metal album. What's going on? Are you going soft on me, Gareth?
No.
Pause for response.
Definitely not.
Well, okay, I'll be the judge of that. See, at least I gave you something that traumatized you from your youth. But all right, let's see how this review goes. Anyway, so the album was often racing, and I can already say, judging by the brooding monotonal vocals of Jim Gray and the cascading drums of Josh Griffin, that the 2000 to 2003 emo crowd I once hung out with as a young punk kid would have loved this band, while the rest of us punk and ska kids would have been saddled with the music and would have no doubt trotted over and promptly changed it. Like we always did.
Yes, because
you don't fuck with the punks. Yeah. Even back then, I was never really a fan of brooding music unless it was played during an episode of Buffy, with an exception to Blink-182's darker efforts. But being such a bright, positive, upbeat person, pause for laughter.
Right.
Let me finish.
I'll put a
Being
laugh
such
track
a
in there.
bright, upbeat, positive person trapped in the body of a manic depressive, I've never been able to connect to depressing music.
Oh.
However, these Aussie boys, while certainly not my cup of Tetley, have been the most radio-friendly yet.
Oh.
So I am proud to see them finally chart on the ARIA charts, which if anything grants them further exposure. God help me. But ultimately, this is not metal. It's barely tin.
Oh.
Did somebody send the horse to the glue factory? That's a good pun for you.
Yeah.
However, the tone of the album was constant and stable, even if some tracks were too long and outpaced by others. I think emo kids and indie rock fans would find more songs that resonate with them than metalheads, and thus this was no torture. Well, it was in a cheer-up emo kid sort of way, but I could not find the thrash anywhere.
No.
And so, to Caligula's horse, I say thee nay. For I fear this thoroughbred is gluten-free when it comes to metal.
Okay.
But certainly have potential to expand their sound and join the stable of Aussie rock artists who have clearly influenced this mainstream effort, as I hear dashes of Powderfinger, Grinspoon, Silverchair, and more from my youth. The youth that I am trying to escape from. 2 stars.
You just ruined it for me with Powderfinger. Ruined. How dare you put Powderfinger into anything? My God.
I never listened to Powderfinger or Grinspoon. That wasn't from my youth. It was just a line I put in there to then make the punchline that I'm trying to escape from it.
Yeah, dear.
So
they're not.
Clarified that I'm not a fan of either of those 3 bands.
There is no thrash in Caligula Source, and there never was. But because they're a prog rock / prog metal band, so that's where you get, the emotion and the light and the shade and the all that sort of thing. So,
well, so basically you're saying bogan Coldplay.
No shit. Okay, that's just offensive.
I'm sorry, boys.
That's offensive to
Caligula
bogans.
Source, do not come after me. I was being a bitch. I don't mean that at all. I fucking hate Coldplay. I would rather stab a fucking screwdriver through my eyeballs.
Now there goes. Now we get another explicit. We get another explicit tag on the Spotify. No, they are all lovely guys. They wouldn't come and hunt you down. I don't suppose.
I'd hope
they're very
not.
nice.
I'd hope not, because I mean well.
They're very
with my sass. I
nice.
would not have given them 15 or 10, 15 listens.
No, they're not thrashy and they're not metal, and this is probably...
They're very ambient.
Yeah. Did you listen to... This is what I'm actually interested in, because this is quite polarizing, as I've discovered. The 2 bonus tracks that come on, you get that on the vinyl version. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, look, I don't like it when young bands come out and they act like they're the first. Pay homage once in a while to those who paved the way before you. So it was nice to see them do the cover of the Split Enz song and the 2009 Shannon Knoll, Natalie Bessingthwaite mega hit.
You are a
Don't
terrible fucking person.
I'm kidding. I know who Peter Gabriel is.
Yes, he
was in Terminator Genesis. I'm kidding. I know fucking Phil Collins and Peter Gabriel. Like, it was a joke, people. I just imagine the metalheads sitting there, or the rock fans sitting there right now, pissing their pants because I dared say that Peter Gabriel was in Terminator Genesis.
That was it was, who was it?
No, I am.
It was Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush.
Oh, look, who was the lady?
Yeah.
Well, Kate Bush, yeah. Didn't read who was the girl singer they sung, so I
no,
presume it's one of the boys.
It will be a girl singer.
Are you sure? Because looking at that picture of the 5 of them. Sorry, again, don't punch me. I mean, well, look, any band that I offend is welcome to send me as many vulgarities or as many disparaging remarks that make you laugh. That will hopefully make me laugh too, as it makes you feel better about the things that I am saying. I am open to criticism and to being called a fuckwit.
It was Lindsay Ward, the female vocals on that track with Jim Gray. Sadly, I don't know anything more about her, and that's probably quite terrible. But she's obviously got an amazing voice, a beautiful voice.
Is. Okay, so yes. Look, this band, Caligula's Whores. Yeah, no, I can definitely see them on radio.
Yeah.
So good on them. How old are they?
Mid-30s.
They look.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not young.
I was going to say they look.
Yeah, they're not
maybe
young.
Slightly
kids.
older than me.
Yes.
But I'm young and beautiful, so everyone looks older than me.
Jim's a good-looking guy, I think. I don't know if you like that sort of thing. All the hair.
Well, no, I don't.
Sorry, Jim.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I'll tease guys with long hair all the time, but not for looking like girls.
I think he's actually had a haircut since those. I'm looking at promo photos, and he certainly had shorter hair. Last time I saw him, and funny thing, last time I saw him, he had no beard, but he had a moustache because he lost his all access pass and while they were on tour. And one of the rules was if you fuck up, you lose the beard. So he shaved his beard off and he had this really bad moustache. It wasn't a good look. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I didn't really write jokes, but some of these songs were, for me, a little bit long. Now, I know this is going to sound hypocritical. Hypocritical because I do love Broadway and there can be some 10-minute songs in there. The difference between popular music, if you will, and musicals is that in a musical, that 10-minute song is a story in itself. We're going somewhere. There's a start, a middle, and an end. Whereas something like salt, not even a spoonful of salt could help that medicine go down.
Jesus.
Unfortunately. It was too, for me, it was too mindling. But I do, again, all of these bands you've given me, you've clearly given me because you can see their talent. And I think if you were to give me something that they weren't talented, that they didn't, weren't skilled, like, because that drummer, he's very skilled. I think he is, because a lot of what I hear and a lot of why I don't listen to it feels like the same thing over and over again. Is there piano? Did I hear piano all through that?
There may be. They don't have a pianist, and there's no one's.
No, I know. That's why
no one's credited with that.
Piano?
But Sam Vallon, the lead
It's the
guitarist,
Phantom.
is an insanely talented man. So I wouldn't be surprised if he could tinkle the ivories. In fact, they're all amazingly talented. So.
Well, yes, I can see that, so I can see their potential, and I would point it out if I couldn't. As I said, look, it's not
Your cup of tea.
not my
No.
kind of music, and it's not what I signed up for.
Yes.
I signed up to be
wasn't
tortured
enough yeah. Okay.
in a different way.
Oh, okay. There's a certain
Not torturing, like just hurry
oh,
up.
well, there's only 8
stop.
songs, although admittedly some of them are over 10 minutes long. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's
such a
and as I
prog
say,
thing.
like that's all good and
Yeah,
well
it's
on
a-
a stage.
It's a
When
prog
you've
thing.
got a lot happening.
Yeah, it's a very well, it can be a metal
it?
thing because there is some very long metal songs. So, yeah, maybe it's just a music thing.
I'm not adverse to long songs. Look at
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Look at that. That's a long song, but it goes
Oh,
somewhere.
jeez. Okay, sorry guys, your songs don't go anywhere.
No. It's not that. It's that there are so many different sounds in it. You know what I mean? Like there's a journey that you are going on in that song that is very different to the journey that this one in particular, Salt, takes you on, which is a very ambient journey. And that's not, for me, that I can't enjoy that. Like I'm so excited by everything and I've got lots of energy and stuff and I feel restricted by that. If it was something thrash, right? And rah, 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 and it was going on and I would maybe even just get up and start headbanging just for the sake of it or something. But I was getting antsy is what I'm saying.
Which isn't torture in
antsy,
itself. So my job is done.
Yeah, but that's why I say in a different way. In a different way.
So many ways to torture
Yeah,
Aaron.
but look, they have potential in a drummer with nice arms, and that's always
of course,
good.
I forgot about the drummer. thing.
But no,
Yeah.
that's fine. We'll move on from that.
Move on from that. So and at the end, so
they're in Australia. They can come and bash me up with
can,
their guitars. So
everyone's
we won't stop asking me what I thought of how they looked. Shut up.
out of 5.
I gave it a 2.
You did give it a 2. I missed it because I wasn't listening.
You did.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, but look,
All right, fair call.
I don't. That's not my type of music.
No, well, that's the whole point of the podcast.
It's really not.
Jesus.
I almost want to go back and give Amaranthi an extra half a point, just to say sorry.
Do you know what I
after
did?
that one.
When I finished listening,
What did you do?
when I finished listening to A Slice of Saturday Night for probably I don't know how many time, and I was driving home after dropping my daughter off on her musical theatre school. So I was listening to it and it finished and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to listen to Caligula's Horse just to cleanse my head. And it was fantastic. I thought, this is what I like. I like this. So there you
No,
go.
that was not a palate cleanser. I'm sorry. I kind of, I don't know. I'd probably have to try it out to see if it would be a good palate cleanser.
It is for me, but then again, I've got many things to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, look, as I say, look, I see their merit. I see where their audience is. I know their audience. I'm friends with a lot of their audience, I'm sure. Well, not a lot. I don't have many friends. Anyways, I don't know. Like, yeah, as I say, you've pussied out on me, and I'm
Wow, Jesus.
like, damn, I want something that's gonna piss me off.
All right.
I want to piss my family off, dude.
Well,
Give me something that's gonna piss them off.
all right.
And then I might even give it 3 stars
All right.
just because you man the fuck up.
Wow.
You grew a pair.
Jesus.
Look, no, as I say, they're very talented. I'm very happy for their success as well because they reached 23, I think it was, on the album charts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
On the all-important ARIA charts.
God, we love
Pause
the
for
arias.
laughter.
Yep, we love the arias. We should pick next week's. Well, I've already picked it, and I want to preface this by I picked this before you said I pussied out, and before all those comments. So I actually picked this one again.
Where I insulted your intelligence.
While I was driving my car, and I thought, you know what? I think I need to follow this one up with something a little bit different. Would you like to know what you've got in store for the next week?
Give it to me like a man.
And your neighbours and everyone else in your house.
Oh God, I have to put up with their lawnmowers and televisions and everything. And
well, this one goes back from the golden year of metal, which is 1986.
Oh, finally! Hallelujah! Sorry, I've been waiting for some 80s metal. I really have.
Good. So I'm gonna throw at you the Mighty Slayer and the absolutely brilliant Rain and Blood. No long songs on that one.
Is that rain as in rain, rain, go away? Or is that rain as in my reign of this kingdom?
The album title is To Reign as a King in Blood.
Okay, Reign as a King.
But the song...
R-E-I-G-N.
Yes, R-E-I-G-N in Blood. But the song on the album is Rain as in It's Raining Blood. So, well, it's called Raining Blood. So, anyway, Rain in Blood from Slayer, the Mighty Slayer, who aren't around anymore, sadly.
Okay, so you've said the Mighty Slayer twice.
They are
but
quite.
But you said Slayer once. Now I know a band named Slayer exists, but I don't know of a band named the Mighty Slayer. Am I missing something?
Well, you will discover why they are the Mighty Slayer.
Again, you're doing it. Slayer. The band is called Slayer.
Their fans basically just go, when you say Slayer, they will just look at you in the face and then go, Slayer!
Just remember, I'm not a fan, so therefore you have to talk to me like I'm a moron and be basic.
Slayer, Rain in Blood. I'll send you the link.
Slayer, okay. So just Slayer.
Just Slayer.
It's not like the Mighty Thor.
Well, he's just Thor as well. I mean, you can Google Thor and they'll both come up.
But there's no The Mighty.
There is no The Mighty, no.
Is what I'm saying. Okay. Just to clarify, so I don't end up with another 2 situation where I find some American band when I'm meant to be in New Zealand.
I see what you mean there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you put in the Mighty Slayer, you will just anyway. It's just Slayer. That's it.
Well, I would probably get a picture of Buffy.
That is true, and once again, Anthony Stewart Head would turn up. He's a recurring theme in this podcast.
He will be, or he already is. But,
is.
Will he pop up with Slayer? Oh, I'm excited to. I anticipate his arrival.
There's 6 degrees there. There is absolutely 6 degrees between Anthony Stewart Head and Slayer. There has to be.
This is now the Anthony Stewart Head fan cast.
Something to look into before next week's show. All right, hit me.
I was struggling for a choice, and then I thought, okay, and I picked one, and I thought, no, but then it's about the same thing that last week's was about, kids at a party.
Oh, God.
But then I remembered the timing of it all, and so I've gone with a newer show, which I don't think I have gone with a more recent show yet, have I?
Well, Come From Away was recent-ish.
Oh, Come From Away, of course.
Yeah.
How could I forget? Oh, my God, what a loser.
How can we forget?
Oh my God. I literally quoted it at the start of my review. Oh yeah, that's a moose. Okay, well, this one's called The Prom.
Okay.
Speaking of kids at a party. So don't look it up.
Okay.
But it's about a high school prom.
Oh,
So I thought-
joy.
Having to listen to other people's brats sing would be ultimate torture for you because they're not played by adults this time.
They're actually...
So,
Oh, good. Oh, good.
you know, because some musicals will have children as characters, but they're played by adults. Like You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. That'll be played, those characters will be played by adults.
Okay.
So,
Yes. Yep.
and obviously, Slice of Saturday Night. That's why they put on those character voices and sound so youthful, I guess.
Send me the link. The prom.
I will. Now, you'll be happy to know, because what's the date of this recording? The 9th. In just 2 days' time, the movie will be premiering on Netflix.
Ooh.
Lucky you.
Extra.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
But
Is it Barbara Streisand? Please tell me it's Barbara Streisand.
Oh, no, it's not. And if it was, I wouldn't watch it because I'm not allowed to ever watch a Barbara Streisand movie.
You can't.
Remember? It's now
So
on my bucket list. No, it's got Kerry Washington.
I don't know who that is.
Racist.
Okay.
Meryl Streep.
Well, I know who
but you know
that is.
who he is? Oh, my God. I nearly just went to say he.
She could play a man and get an Oscar for it.
Oh, yeah. She can play any. I'm sure one of your absolute favorites who was in the movie Cats,
Okay.
James Corden,
Yep.
and our own Nicole Kidman.
Oh, Nicole, we were talking about you before we started recording.
We were, weren't we? We said only lovely, nice things. Well, I did. I know
Yeah,
I
you
did.
did.
So
Yeah.
I love my Nicole.
Okay.
So that was a show.
There's the show. Once again, we disagreed, and we've got something to look forward to next week. I've got the prom, and you've got Slayer.
Yes.
Just Slayer.
And I have a feeling this week you're going to hate it.
Good.
I was almost right about your reaction to Slice.
It was close.
It's such a tiny show, though. Actually, one thing I left out, it was picked to be done on a cruise ship line on Cunard.
Okay.
And it's perfect for that. It really is because the music's rock and roll, and you've got an older crowd
They love that.
on the cruise ship. So
Yes.
it's small, but they had a cast of 29, so I guess it wasn't that small when they did it. But that's very little known. And now just one thing before we go. A lot of the shows that I am picking out are good for contain a lot of songs that are good for auditions or solo numbers. So I hope those who are listening who might be doing theatre school, like your daughter, a lot of the songs in there she might be able to use for auditions. So I'm educating the world.
I'm 100% certain my daughter does not listen to this podcast.
Doesn't she? You
There
don't
is
let her.
no chance. Oh, no, don't worry. I send it to her. Hey, listen to this. Yeah. Did you listen to it? No. Okay.
Well, what I mean is just to anyone who needs audition songs, check out the musicals that I'm picking out because think of something like Twiggy. Perfect audition song for a girl. Very little well known. It's got some funny lyrics in it. It's going to grab their attention.
Yep. All right.
Yep. So where can people find you? At wallofsound.com.au?
It's actually wallofsoundau.com, and you can chuck Gareth in there and you read all my musings and my opinions, because I have many. Or come and say good day on Twitter. I'm at not Gareth on Twitter, but it is actually Gareth. But it's not Gareth on Twitter.
Yes. I got anything to plug? I do. I have lots of novels, and I've just started publishing my next novel serialized. Don't go finding it because it's still raw. It's very, very raw. I like my Patreon supporters to get things first and early, and also read the Toniston Tales, or buy the Toniston Tales and then read the Toniston Tales. That'd be very helpful, and that'll keep us on the air. Oh, and check out our other shows. Anyway, y'all take care. I just turned American. So on that, we shall abandon our audience.
Let's abandon ship too. Okay. We'll see you again next week.
Hooroo. Take care.